Welcome everyone. Today we have another new episodes based on the quality educations. And most important thing is that we have our honorable guest, Mr. Sobur Khan. He is a chairman of Daffodil Education Group. Beside that, we have Professor Donalds. We have Mr. Bartola, Mr. Brian. So I want to start with Mr. Sobur Khan. Can you please introduce yourself, and specifically, we know that you have a very big university in Bangladesh. Uh, can you please share something about your big organization, Daffodil Education Group?
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you, Mr. Sharif, to invite me to say a few words here. So I'm just representing Daffodil International University, a private university established in 2002. And we have the largest education network. And at the same time, our family, that is, we called our group, we call our family. So Daffodil Education Network, we has almost 20 plus organization. We have college, we have vocational training institute, we have school, we have skill development institute, and a lot of branch also, and even the college, and we have the nursing college. So anyway, in the educational setup, we have plenty of setup, and we have also the largest national university affiliated institute called DIIT, and we have also the one institute called Daffodil International Academy. This is also, we are working with the British education system. So my background is basically, I started my business in IT in 1990 after my university graduation. I don't have any other experience. So I'm sure that you will be agree with me, especially the Brian, because it's called the startup. So in 1990, there was no startup call. So that's why I love to say that I started my business from the scratch level, so which is called now the startup. So in 1990, when I started my IT business, I was first selling the computer, assembling computer, and I have a lot of the showroom. Still, I have a lot of the showroom. And later on, this computer company called Daffodil Computers has become the public listed, first IT public listed company in Dhaka Stock Exchange and Chittagong Stock Exchange. So, well, when I just made my business position very stable, I thought it is time to contribute to the society. So that is one of the reason I started in education sector in 1997, and later on, I set up the university in 2002. So within these 18 years, I'm sure that we are in a very good position. Just 5 days back, QS ranking, they already ranking our university one of the best private universities. So among the top 11 universities in Bangladesh, we stood the fourth. And we are also positioning in the Times Higher Education. A lot of this local and international ranking, we are already in the good position. So that's all about me. I'm trying to contribute in the education sector. Thank you, Shori.
Thank you, sir. Besides that, I have a question. Like example, at present we are observing that 90% of our startup actually fail, but you are one of the successful. You make a very successful business organization. What the strategy behind that? And second things, what the real scenario of the education system right now in the COVID period, especially in Bangladesh, inside Bangladesh?
No, thank you very much. I think it's a very good question, because a lot of cases the startup think that whatever business they are planning, when they will start, they thought that, okay, I need to make my business successful. But it is obviously not true, because as a startup, I'm sure that all of the entrepreneurs need to focus that what should be the best possible way. If there should be any obstacle, they should find out the best possible way to overcome the scenario. Because when I started my business, honestly speaking, I started my business as a Daffodil publication. But within 3 months, I understood I am not the right person. Because the way I started my business, I thought that, no, I'm not quite familiar with this business. So some of my friends insist me to start in the publication, to start in one magazine. But within 3 months, I honestly speaking, I realized that I'm not fit for that business. So within 3 months, I took decision, no. As my university education, luckily, we have the computer science while I was the honor student. So, and I was very lucky also. I got the highest mark among all of my friends in the computer science, only 100 mark, because in that time there was not much computer science. You know, the GW basic, Q basic, flow chart, the basic computer knowledge I got it. And you know that in that time, WordStar, Lotus, DBase, that is Microsoft, some few program is there. So I thought that, okay, fine, as I have the good confidence and good knowledge in computer area, so why not I should start in computer business? So I thought that all of the startups need to focus that whatever domain knowledge they have, they should first start based on their domain knowledge. And I'm sure that I did my right job because I started based on my domain knowledge. And that is why I should say that I become successful in my first business step. And again, you see, when I started in computer accessory selling, suddenly I realized after 2 years that it's a mushroom of company is already growing, and they also started selling to the computer spare parts. So I thought that this is the time for me to speak to the better way. I started the computer assembly. And after 3 years, I found that plenty of people also started the computer assembly. So then I moved to the branded computer like HP, Compaq, Dell, these sorts of big Microsoft, Intel, all of the big company I represented in 1996, 1997. But again, after 1999, I realized that it is very tough to compete with this worldwide giant company because they already appointed distributor more than one, more than two companies. So we fought each other. So then I skipped to the software development, and then I already mentioned that I just went to the stock market. I just did my company public listed. I set up a lot of this showroom. So that is why I should say that the entrepreneur need to change their mindset based on the market demand. Because as we love to say that the artificial intelligence, data analysis, customer interest, that sorts of, I think, feelings we need to analyze. So I tried my best to understand the market scenario. That is why I should say that whenever I realize that the market is going on this way, I also move my business and set up my university, as you already mentioned. In COVID-19, what is the scenario of the education? You see, as an entrepreneur, I realized that this is the best time to flourish my university. So what I did in the first stage, I tried to push my all faculty, my student to move to the virtual platform, online platform we call the Blending Learning Center. First time our student was very shy, our teacher was very shy, they don't come to this platform. But you see, when I myself is already took the initiative to talk with our teacher, I try to motivate them. I tell them that, look, we don't know that how long it will be sustained. So please, it is our time to prove that how much we know the technology. So prove our efficiency through the technology and reach our students through the technology. And I'm really lucky and I'm really happy to say that all of our faculty is coming forward. They helped me. Students are very positive. When we started the Blending Learning Center through the online, student interact with the teacher and they really enjoy the discussion through the live discussion. They are participating in the assignment, they are participating in the quiz, they already participate in the discussion forum, and they are not coming physically to the campus. You see, they enjoy the technological benefit in this COVID-19. So what happened? Through this technology, I should say that we overcome this COVID-19 problem. And even that we did a survey in 2 months back that we are ready, our campus is ready to invite to the students those who are ready to come to the physically to do the class. But very surprised, the 97% student, they are telling the no, sir, we are enjoying this virtual learning platform. We are very happy. So please keep it up. Once the COVID-19 will be solved, then inshallah we'll come to the campus. So that's why I should say that COVID-19 is, honestly speaking, in some cases, definitely it was bad for the economy, but in some cases it was good for the also economy. You see, as Mr. Sharif, a lot of the people you already mentioned that some of them joined from the Spain, some of them joined from the California. But what is happening? I think within few minutes we already connected each other. We are talking, we are sharing, and we find out a lot of the good networking. So that's why I should say it is a positive sign also. And as we love to say this is the new normal, and we must have to agree and we must need to cope up with this real scenario. Thank you, Mr. Sharif.
I definitely admire what
Yes.
Sabur just told us. That is just amazing, because in a country like Bangladesh, many people are struggling. I mean, it's not a wealthy country yet. It's getting wealthier all the time, which is wonderful. And education is, in a way, a luxury that people can have if they're, it's a luxury. So I super admire the ability to work in a place like Bangladesh and basically overcome the difficulties.
It was amazing to hear Sabur and Donald's stories and how they are working. I resonate a bit with. So it's multiple ways we need to speed up the learnings and put it into practice to businesses like Sabur is developing here with education system.
It's an honor to be on a panel with so many amazing people. Sabur, is fantastic to hear about your university. I'm definitely looking forward to learning more, especially during this time of COVID.
I want to commend and congratulate Sabur, like all of us, for everything that he's contributed to our society regarding this university and all the other good work that he's done. That's amazing.
I just want to introduce one point to our honorable chairman, Mr. Sobur Khan, that Professor Donalds and Mr. Bartola, Brian's and Mr. Alex, everybody come up with the idea that Silicon Valley, even Malaysia, Cyberja, everybody has a good ecosystem. But when you build up yourself or your company, I'm sure that it's a more than $1 billion company you have. So you do not have, I'm sure in Bangladesh, do not have that kind of ecosystem. But how you set up your mind that you want to be successful entrepreneurs and you make a big universities and many organizations, how you set up your mind, how do you want to share your experience, your journey with our audience?
I thought Donald is already mentioned, because everybody, we know that Silicon Valley is like as gold, like as diamond. Whenever anyone go there, they can become successful. But Donald is already mentioned in there as a Stanford example and as a Silicon Valley example, that 85% to 90% startup is going to be the lost, they fail. But the thing is that we people always think that, okay, if I am able to go to the Silicon Valley, I may become the successful. So that means he already mentioned the right time, right decision should be the key factor to become successful for the every person, every entrepreneur, every initiative. And at the same time, I'm sure that the Brian is already mentioned that whenever he went to the USA and he got the opportunity to work there, he got a good environment so that he can have a very strong, I must say that the background that where he already learned how to fight, how to survive, that the challenging life made him very successful whenever he got the opportunity in USA. So that means this is called the entrepreneurial mindset. You know, in Bangladesh aspect, as Donald is also mentioned, that as a Bangladesh, we have a lot of challenge, no doubt. As I always love to say, we have a lot of problem. That is the opportunity for us. As few of I think the Maliha, I think the one of these participant is already asking one of the questions, what is the opportunity of the digital marketing? Look, this is the time for flourishing your strength through the digital marketing. Because in the COVID-19, it is one of the opportunity for the young talent, those who are already habituated to utilize the technology. So digital marketing should be the one of the key component to penetrate to the market, because you can create the good impact and you can earn a lot of money and you can become an entrepreneur sitting to the home without any office. This is the opportunity of COVID-19. This is true. The COVID-19 is losing a lot of job. At the same time, it is giving a lot of opportunity also. As Sharif is also mentioned, because you see, I started my business also, as I mentioned, that from the scratch level, but I already faced a lot of the problem, a lot of the challenge. A lot of times I'm seeing that no, it cannot be happen. It has a lot of the problem. It is not the legal aspect, and a lot of the law and policy was not there. Even that when I started my business, you see, the Bangladesh government is not setting up the IT policy. I started my business in 1990, but the IT policy is enacted in the country in 2003. So what happened? And the real IT policy, we got it after 2007. So is it mean that if there is no policy, that we should stop? So this is called the Bangladesh. Bangladesh people are resilient, and I'm sure that I'm so lucky that I love to say that I'm so lucky that I born in Bangladesh, because Bangladesh is a problematic country, and at the same time, I must say that Bangladesh is a unbelievable opportunities country, because that is the one of the reason the whole country is run by the business entrepreneurs. So for your kind information, I'm sure that Alex and Brian and Donald and Bartolo, I think this for your kind information, I love to say that the Bangladesh is a country for the entrepreneurial people, because the whole economy is running by the entrepreneur. You see, our government is not asking any money to the foreign donor. So all of the money is coming from the tax, and who are paying the tax? The tax is paying by the people, the much people, the consumer, and definitely the business community also lead the whole country. So that's why I should say that look, as everyone is already mentioned, because as the donor is also mentioned, you have the experience of the business incubator, and you see we business communities also set up some business incubator for our young talent people. And of course, as I mentioned again, because there is a problem in the country, but again, there is a lot of opportunity also in the country. As I also love to say sometimes to the young entrepreneurial minded student, that look, Bangladesh has huge problem. So that is why you have the opportunity to become the entrepreneur. Because if you're born in Europe, if you're born in USA, it's a challenging country. As again, I should say that in USA, It is very tough to establish any business. I hope that the Brian and all of the people, you can also agree with me. Alex is already, you mentioned that you have a lot of the experience in USA. And of course, and I'm sure that you should realize that how much challenging to establish in a business in USA. But again, if you are really entrepreneurial minded people, that USA, as Donald is also mentioned, that maybe first time he become bankrupt, maybe second time he become bankrupt, maybe third time he become bankrupt, but again he become the successful businessman, because this is the beauty of the USA, I must say. But in Bangladesh context, this is very tough, because as you know, our people are very sensitive. Whenever any company or any people is become the bankrupt, it is very tough to understand or to absorb by the people, because the people are always eager to see the who is become successful, how to become successful, because the market is very competitive. You know, the 180 million people in our country, very small country. But again, I should say it's a very promising country, because young people are moving fast. They are thinking very positively. They are using the social networking. They are using the other internet facilities. So that is the one of the reason that the grassroots level, you see, in the village, in remote area, you know, there's a small city, a lot of the people are there doing good business sitting in the home. So I'm sure it's one of my perception that maybe after COVID-19, whenever the situation will be going very good, I'm sure that a lot of the good young people will establish themselves as a young entrepreneur through the virtual network. And you see, a lot of the people are getting job also, those who are very expert in the virtual. Because once upon a time, people are thinking to establish the big office, large building. But now, you see, that the internet, the virtual platform is the key factor, the how much you can present yourself, like Zoom, like StreamYard, like Microsoft Teamwork, like Google Meet, all of the big blue button. I think these of the people are now playing the key role, and they can give the, the sense of humor or sense of knowledge, how you should utilize the strength of the virtual software technology and to develop your business. So I hope that I'm again, I should say I'm very lucky, because I started my business as an IT business. That is the maybe one of the reason very quickly I can establish a lot of the company, and I'm really very proud to say that I established plenty of company, and few of the company I sold it down, because almost 8 company I sold. Because why I sold this company? Because you see, in 2001, I also just bought a one company in the, Dhaka Stock Exchange. I bought a one membership, Dhaka Stock Exchange. But later on, I understood, due to my IT business, due to my education, I cannot concentrate this business. So I sold this company in 2006. So these sorts of lot of company I developed. But whenever I realized that no, it is not possible for me to contribute to the society and put my time and to make myself as best one. So I sold the company. I thought that it is better to put my concentration where I'm feeling confident and where my domain knowledge, and where a lot of the plenty of leader I also developed between this time. As Sharif is also mentioned, how I run my operation, because I proudly say that I have plenty of leader who I developed last few years and who have the ability to run the organization independently. And without my support, I think everyone is able to run their whole setup. And a lot of cases, you will be surprised, because my company CEO, I think people do not know, maybe I am the owner of the company or I am the proprietor of the company. But very frankly speaking, I'm running very successfully all of the operation, and I hope that it will be continue with the leadership of our people. Thank you, Sharif.
And the question is a bit, is the model we have now with how we develop education systems within a government, Sweden or Norway or Bangladesh or US, is it up to date with the future of education or future of learning? That on the one hand, give room for entrepreneurs, like individuals like Sabur and Brian and many other entrepreneurs out there in the world.
First of all, I want to applaud Sabur for being so forward thinking 30 years ago and building this university. And one of the things I really appreciate is they give away 25,000 laptops, for example, to people with from underserved communities in Bangladesh to have access to be able to learn the things that they need to. Look,
I have the last question for all of the panel. Like, as our honorable Daffodil Group chairman, Mr. Sobur Khan, also here, my question is that how we can create more job opportunities, especially for the youth community. I know that country like Bangladesh, they have 160 million people, 57% youth, like more than 80 million people is youth. So how we can create more job opportunities, not only in the national arena, even the international arena. with the innovative education systems. I know that Daffodil have a very good setup, and they take all of the initiative for entrepreneurships, and many interesting initiatives they are taking with the Bangladesh governments and the international community. So how actually our youth community can get benefit from this kind of initiative?
Thank you, Dr. Sharif. I think, as I already mentioned, Bangladesh has a plenty of population, and maybe you have heard that 180 million people. So I'm always very optimistic. And after seeing the COVID-19, this pandemic, it's give me one indication that maybe Bangladeshi people, Bangladeshi young people will get the unbelievable opportunity to get the virtual job. Because the presently, I'm sure that everyone will agree with me that all of the company, they prefer to get the people from the virtually. So what happened? Bangladeshi people has unbelievable strength in technology, but usually the strength, they are diversified in the wrong way. So this is the time to bring all of them in the positive way. So what happened? I'm sure that the lot of people, they will get job global market. Usually, that the lot of the job where is there's a concentration like data entry, like the call center, like there's a digital marketing, content writing, artificial intelligence, especially the big data, especially the virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and there's augmented reality. So these sorts of lot of places, it is my perception that Bangladeshi people will get unbelievable opportunity, especially the young people, because these people, they started their life with mobile phone, with smart technology. So after when they are able to speak, they got the mobile phone. So they know how to operate the mobile phone. You see, we people took a lot of times. If I am sure that Donald will agree with me, when we just first habituate to use the mobile, I think it took a lot of time for us to practice properly, right? And even that after using the mobile, after 3 to 4 years, SMS is already innovate, right? And after 3 to 4 years, then that other technology, and then after 10 to 15 years, we see the social networking. But these people, young people, those who are, we call the millennial baby, they started with all technology, WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn, everything they are habituated. So that's why they have the plenty of opportunity to contribute through the virtual networking, and they will get a lot of the good job also. The once upon a time, what people still now, it's any production house, what they need it, they need salesmen to sell their product. They need the marketing people. They need the branding, the business development manager. They need the HR people. But now all of the contents is now coming to the through internet. I think the digital, the salesman, everything can be complete. Even the Facebook, WhatsApp, plenty of B2B site is already there. How the Amazon is already come to this position only using the data analysis. I think their data analysis is one of the world best data analysis. So the Google Analytics and a lot of the tools is also there in our hand. So our people will analyze that what sorts of people, what sorts of product they are expecting, and in which time, and what is the age group, and which is the regional category. Everything they can analyze from their home and from their finger and from their smartphone or from their computer. So they can easily propose, say, if anyone offer me, I think one of the people is already posted that education system also will be, there is a serious disruption. There is a serious transformation will be coming to the education sector, right? Because the way the teacher is giving the class, it will be changed. It is already changed. Now it is go to the virtual platform. So virtual platform, the student can easily identify who is the best teacher, who can hypnotize or control or to understand the mindset of the student. So that means the young people who can contribute to the education sector, they develop the content, they develop the video, they develop the documentary, they understand the pulse and intention of the student. I'm sure that product will be most sellable product in the world. So it doesn't matter. I'm sure that Alex will not ask, or Donald will not ask that who is this person? He's in Bangladesh, or she's in Rangpur, or she's in Chittagong. That doesn't matter. She's in Santa Cruz, or she's in California. That doesn't matter. The matter is how quality or how just customer identification or customer attention he or she can bring the proper custody. So that is why I should say, due to this pandemic situation, there is a plenty of opportunity. And I don't know that maybe God is also giving this pandemic due to the one of the good transformation, those who was depriving last few years, last few decades. Once upon a time, you know that before 1900, Bangladesh was a very rich country. And maybe a lot of you may know that the Bangladesh was one of the considered was the Bangladesh and India. This region was very rich country. That is why the British came and they already occupied Bangladesh, because they called the Bangladeshis have a plenty of opportunity. You know, in that time there was agriculture, we are rich, fish, we are rich. And even that, you know, as a small country, Bangladesh is very small comparison to the USA. It is almost 80 times smaller. 80 times, that is Bangladesh is America is 80 times larger than Bangladesh. So what happened? We are the 5th largest fish producer. We are the 4th or 5th largest, you know, that leather producer. We are the 2nd largest apparel industry. So we have a lot of places. We have a lot of this good example that which our entrepreneur can penetrate. So that is why I should say that the entrepreneur will get more job, and definitely will use the technology, because technology will be the backbone. And we are lucky that our government is also took the right initiative. Whenever this government is came to the power, the first time they already declared the digital Bangladesh. They will develop the Bangladesh as a digital Bangladesh. Everybody is laughing how the government is already taking this initiative. But slowly, I think everybody is realized that yes, Bangladesh is moving in the proper track. The way we are moving, I hope that inshallah in the near future we can capture the job market and our people will get the job, and maybe once upon a time we will not find there is no young people who is jobless. Thank you, Dr. Shari.
The third category that I would like to mention, and maybe Sabur can expand on this if we have enough time. Unfortunately, because of anthropogenic global warming and increase in atmospheric temperatures, we're also seeing increases in ocean temperatures. Those are melting the glacial ice caps, and globally, it's raising the surface to the ocean level around the world. Bangladesh is extremely susceptible towards the rising ocean levels. That is not going away. It's not going to go in 2 ways. It's not going to go in 10 years or 20 years. That is something that's going to happen in Bangladesh. So if the people in Bangladesh want jobs and careers in the future, I'd also recommend learning more about the rising ocean sea level, the devastation that it's going to cause Bangladesh, and how to learn more about engineering to help protect that community, because it will essentially help the long-term economy of Bangladesh.
Especially, I want to request our honorable Mr. Sobur Khan, because he has a unique set of professors as well as very good collaborations with government, media, and everything. The next challenge will be the global warming. Where actually the World Talent Economy Forums we are working. Bangladesh, country like Bangladesh, Maldives, Sri Lanka, even USA, some part of USA, Indonesia, they will be affected for the global warming. And definitely, like leaders like Mr. Sobur Khan, they can take a lot of initiative. And I want to directly go for the concluding remarks. I directly want to request Mr. Sobur Khan, sir.
No, thank you, Dr. Sharif. I think as Alex Londos has already mentioned, that this time that natural calamities and that's a forest problem, green compliance, everything. So Bangladesh is facing this trouble, and thank you very much. You already know a lot, and even better than us also. There's a lot of river erosion we are also facing every year. A lot of the land we are also lost due to cause of river erosion. And at the same time, you rightly pointed out that our sea level is going to be high. And that is why it's a very warming situation for us, and very serious warning. And I'm sure that the Bangladesh government is also trying to address this one. And that is the reason the government is also pushing everyone to look at a lot of the green effects and the plantation, more plantation. And government is also focused on the agriculture and other plantation area. But I'm sure that you are also very rightly focused, as Dr. Sharif has also mentioned, from our university. We are also very focused to look after this climate change better, and that is why we organize our university in such a way. We are committed that 80% of our land will be vacant. It will be green area. Less than 20% will be just construction. So more than 80% land will be keeping greenery, and that is the reason I should say that the last 3 years our university is already stood the best green ranking university in our country. Last 3 years we stood the first position.
Wow, cool.
And our people is also very much focused on this area. Our student, we have a lot of lovely students, and we also introduced one course in our university which is called Art of Living. So this Art of Living also has a component that how we should look after the environment. how we should take care about the environment. So that is the one of the key component of our art of living, and I'm sure that the time zone is giving a very good example in today's program. As I think this Alex and Donald, both of you are in the sunlight. I think this Alex is already in the sunlight, and I'm seeing that Donald,
Yeah.
your room is already coming to the sunlight, and we are in the dark because we are in the midnight. I think the Sharif is Malaysia. I think he's in the middle night. I think it is now in the 1:30 a.m. Right,
Yeah.
Sharif? So
12:30. Yes.
12, 1.
yeah, 12:30 a.m. So you see, this is in one sense, this is also beauty. As Alex is also very rightly pointed out, that success is the matter, money is not matter. But it is very bad luck that we people is always talking the money is the only matter. Money is the what is called judgmental to how much I am successful or how much I am rich. But I'm completely agree with you. The success and the contribution is really giving the mental and physical in both happiness. I think if you have the money, then what you'll get it? After become so rich, you are going to the green, you are going to the nature, that hey nature, I need good health, I need good food. But you see, between this time you already lost everything.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm sure that I'm completely agree with you that success is really the one of the key matter. And Bangladesh aspect is also is a very challenging, as Donald is also mentioned, because really Bangladesh is a very challenging country, resilient country, opportunist country, and our young people is also moving very, very fast. And I'm sure that the people's mindset is already giving us a better future of Bangladesh, and our people can contribute in the world. Of course, the world green and other effect in the renewable energy also. You will be happy to know that in renewable energy, we are contributing world best. Why I'm telling the world best, because I give you the one example, then you will understand. Because we are the second largest contributor in the apparel industry, and world top 10 green effect company factory, the top 5 is from Bangladesh, the whole world. If you go to the website and you will see that the apparel industry top 10, the 5 is from Bangladesh. So that's why you should realize that how much our people are entrepreneurial minded, as I already mentioned a few minutes back. So I hope that our people will move fast, and our education system, because that is true that our education system is lag behind. Our education system need to be transformed. But I'm hopeful that after seeing the COVID-19 pandemic, our education teacher, our student, our decision maker, they also realize that yes, education need to be in such a practical way, so the students really learn something. They will not memorize only. They will not copy and paste only. They will not go to the Google uncle or YouTube auntie. They will go to the real life, go to the practical life, implement something, and so that the after education they can really say that, yes, I really learned something and I'm capable to getting the job. And that's why we are also developing entrepreneurship department in our university. And we love to say that our student once upon a time, they will not search job, rather they will provide job to the other people. Thank you, Sharif. Thank you very much. And thank you all of these distinguished guests for your wonderful discussion.